Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. It's time for Owin's Field Report, sponsored by Les Schwab Tire Centers.
Welcome back, everyone, and I hope you've had a chance to get out this week. Again, I know that I've mentioned this a lot here in the last couple of weeks, but there's a lot of options, right? Hunting seasons are now in full swing. We got the beginning of our bird seasons, upland hunting in particular, chasing doves around. There's a lot of options that are there. One thing I was told to throw out there for those that are going to try to chase bandtail, I'm one of them. I typically don't get that opportunity. A lot of the traditional areas that I used to spend time in on the west side, they're closed. If you don't have a permit to get in there, so, you know, this is kind of for me too. I had a chance to learn this week. You really need to pay attention on where you might want to try to make that happen. A lot of our old traditional areas, they're just flat out, you just can't go in there anymore. Weyerhaeuser seemed to figure out a way to try to make money on that one. But hey, I'm not going to say anything, not going there. But a lot of options, so hopefully you get out there and have some fun. I know that I'm extremely excited about finally getting out into the woods here in the next week or two. Actually going to take a weekend off. It's been a long time. All right, first things first, let's just talk about what's close to home here. Although I will say for those that aren't close to where I'm at, good for you, Eastsiders. I was unaware that we had a chance to check on Uncle Paul. If you're out there watching, over there on the far east side of the state, a lot of you get the show still. We'd love to hear from you, and make sure if you're over there, if you have things that you'd like us to try to cover for you, again, this is on me. I was kind of unaware. Send us an email or go to our Facebook page, whatever it is, let us know, because I want to be able to keep you in the loop as much as I possibly can, as always. So please don't be shy with that. All right, so on the Columbia, everything's fishing above Bonneville, everything. From the Hood River to mouth of the Deschutes, Klickitat, Drano, all those areas are fishing very, very good right now for obvious reasons. We're going to get to it in a second to show you why. They keep getting big shots of fish. There was a couple of days that were a little light this week, but most of the days have been 5 digits, believe it or not. But where I spent my time this week in the dead zone was on Tuesday. It was flat dead. I mean, it was just horrible. Monday and Tuesday were terrible. Of course, that's the day that I get out there. Now, Wednesday, Thursday, things started to improve. Yesterday was a halfway decent day, depending on who you talk to. Got reports from boats full, done in an hour. We got 3. I mean, one of those things, right? Further you get up towards the deadline, things seem to be about the same. So you got a lot of really good options out there from mouth of the Lewis all the way up. Just make sure that I can't stress that enough, that you're going to spend times in areas that are open. This is the time of year where they make it very confusing on what area is or isn't open for what species. For I don't want to be the idiot getting you in trouble. So just make sure you pay attention. Go to their websites. Just look into it. It should be fine. Buoytown, that you already heard me mention, did reopen yesterday for retention of Chinook all the way through the 31st. Any Chinook down there. Kind of interesting how that thought process works. But hey, the numbers are up and they're good with it. As far as elk season goes, been getting the question about that. I know of 4 elk that have been taken, and I know of 5 arrows that have been released, and my buddy that missed, he's in the woods still, so I'm not going to give him too hard of a time, although I'd like to. Let's take a look at the fish counts. At least it was a clean miss, right? I mean, that's extremely important. Fish counts, adult Chinook, as of yesterday, or I should say yesterday, 29.9 went over nearly 30,000. Great day. Day before, 19. Day before, 68. 8,000. This is where I went in, right? I was actually in the, that particular day. Interesting on how all that kind of worked. Fish counts the counts for coho, very strong. That's why I mentioned, and I did get that report again this just last couple of days of some silvers getting caught, getting released though, but make sure you pay attention to what you've got on the end of your line, right? But great numbers going over. Total right now, 301,000 that are over Bonneville. It's a very good number. Now, I'm just going to get it out of the way. I already know that I mentioned it. I don't have any idea about any extensions in the dead zone if that's going to remain open after the 15th. They will have a run update here, I believe, on the 12th. So we'll see what happens. But cross your fingers, because it would be nice to be able to stay out there. But again, that's just me. Let's go ahead and remind y'all, go ahead and do that. Send an email, Jason Hambley. And by the way, just one. All right. It's really, really difficult for them to have to go through, I've been informed of this, it's very difficult for them to go through 100 emails to make sure not everybody's, entering in 100 times. But go over there, send an email. Basically, I'm saying just play nice. Jason at ProCure, give him a hard time too. He's out whacking them the last couple of days. But there you go, you have a chance to win yourself a prize pack, slanted towards stuffer baits, either be a spin fish or super baits of some kind. Very, very cool of them to do that, and we did not ask them to do that. They do this on their own. So Steve, Jason, everyone, Uncle Phil, we appreciate you doing that. All right, let's go ahead and check in with Katie Sunika and find out what this weather is going to be like. And this morning was perfect. I live out in Oregon City, you could almost smell the fall coming in the air.
Yes, it wasn't quite cool this morning. It was more close, right about average, but we definitely have some cooler mornings and then some warmth. Today is going to be the warmest day we have. It's going to feel a little bit more like summer today. Look how clear it is out at Willamette Valley Vineyard. Low 60s. I've seen it clearing out there at the coast. Absolutely gorgeous morning. We're looking at the mid 50s. So I heard Owen mention earlier, hopefully we have some rain. The answer is kind of. So you'll notice we have just a few little clouds that are coming through. Everything's pretty clear today. We get to tomorrow, we start to see a few clouds. Oh, there it is, Sunday night. Tomorrow night, there's some showers there along the coast. We don't really see any of that potentially until Monday morning. And look how scattered that is going through the day. It is not much at all. Then the clouds clear up a bit. We have a little more sunshine for our Tuesday, and that's kind of the trend, is a little warmer temperatures, a little less cloud cover until we get to next weekend. As far as the chance for rain, it is so small that it barely registers as anything. For the most part, you can see by 6 o'clock Monday, 1/100th of an inch all the way through the valley. So is there a chance for rain? Yeah. Is it going to be much? Most likely not. You can see that we get a little all the way through till next Sunday, and we still don't see more than that 1/100th of an inch. Here's your 7-day forecast. That's what I was talking about. A little less cloud, a little more sunshine, and then we should be sunny and low 80s by next Friday.
Well, summer's not over, then, is it?
No. So that's my question for you. Does fall start for you September 1st, or does it start at the equinox?
It's September 1st. For us that are thinking the way that I think, of course, it opens up our seasons. We got a lot of things that change. So yeah, fall for us is September 1. Now, does it mean it's going to be a warm beginning or a cold beginning? Right now, obviously, it looks like it's going to be a warm beginning, which could be a good thing. Let's cross our fingers. Katie, thank you very much. I appreciate the time. All right, we're going to cut to a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to have Ken Vellante. He's the owner of Coldwater Strong. If you're seeing some of the stuff that's behind me, this is one here that that is easily the coolest rod holder I've ever seen for the bank. But we got some great stuff for you, especially if you like to spend time on the bank targeting Chinook or other species for that matter. We'll be right back.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by P-Line, Because We Fish, by CCA Oregon, fish-focused, member-driven, and by Hawken Fishing, perfection in fishing gear.